Hello there and welcome back to the channel where today we are back with the simulation news for this month. So, without any further ado, let's jump right into that. Many people prepare for times of chaos or panic in the world. Heck, take this year and all its events, for example. This would be some time to prepare for. Well, in the past, you probably wanted to prepare for it, I guess. Some even take it to the extreme, building themselves shelters to hide from the big, bad outdoors. Now you can save the millions and millions of pounds in your own cash investing in such an idea, and instead buy the game Shelter Manager, when it releases, of course. Yes, Shelter Manager is just as it sounds, a game which allows you to build, manage, and improve not only one underground shelter, but a network of underground shelters protected from the world, sheltered from the world, you could say. No one likes my jokes. Shelter Manager places you into a few possible scenarios of a troubled world. You can choose from a global pandemic, ring any bells, fitting time really, a nuclear war, a massive meteorite impacting the Earth, and that's about it. From there, you can build up shelters with a series of rooms, ensure supply lines for food, water, electricity, and other supplies to keep them moving, and keep your residents of your little shelters alive. And, well, you need weapons as well to defend yourselves, as funnily enough, you're not the only person with the idea of building a shelter to protect yourself from a nuclear apocalypse. Who'd have thought? You'll have to train your members and go on expeditions to pillage and steal and defend from neighboring shelters. Shelter Manager has a prospective release date of summer 2020, so it comes just in time to simulate some real-world-esque events, I guess. Quite lucky for the developers in terms of marketing, I'd imagine. This past month, we had a beta for the upcoming game Mars Horizon. Mars Horizon is a simulation strategy game tasking you with leading a major space agency guiding humanity towards the planet of Mars. You'll have to create a base for launching rockets, researching new technologies, and training your astronauts, with the ability, of course, to build and develop new rockets for launch, not only people, but satellites and science projects into space to fund your space agencies, such as SpaceX, for example. They have built a rocket and they fund their further development with contracts from the outside world, essentially. The game will feature an expansive tech tree for researching and allow you to choose from up to 5 space agencies when starting your game to create different starting conditions at the beginning. The beta included 14 milestone missions and 3 playable space agencies, dozens of rocket parts, upgrades, and payloads, and multiple buildings for construction, totaling around 8 hours of new gameplay from Mars Horizons itself. So, if you want to see that, there will be gameplay on my channel whenever I get around to releasing it, or anywhere else on the bloody internet, essentially. Next up, we have Car Manufacturer. Car Manufacturer is an automotive tycoon management game starting somewhere at the beginning of the 1900s. You'll have to build up a production line to construct the latest in automotive technology for your prospective customers, evolving your technologies and your production line to increase your product's appeal and the speed at which you can get a car from a box of parts to a fully functional, drivable vehicle to sell to the highest bidder. In order to start out in this booming business, you'll have to invest in your staff, invest in your research, and invest in your hardware, ensuring you have happy and satisfied staff who want to work, and that they will have the latest equipment to increase their working efficiency. Car Manufacturer currently has a prospective release date of this year, but there is no set in stone date. Paralives is the upcoming indie life simulation game. Paralives allows you to build and design your very own home in an open and changing neighborhood. These advanced house building tools that the game comes with brings with them a selection of fully customizable buildings and furniture. From sofas to kitchen worktops, there will be a lot for you to dig your teeth into in terms of customization. The game also features an advanced character creation tool for you to create your very own custom character in-game to whatever design you choose. We got a glimpse of this tool and what it could produce this week. If you look at the in-game characters known as Parafolk, a reveal of these Parafolk is what happened this week. The video shows us the ability to edit different body parts in size and look, alongside the ability to change hairstyles and colors of hair in multiple ways. You can have different colors for different parts of the hair. We also saw a selection of different clothing with these characters and what they could possibly be wearing. While there isn't much to be seen of gameplay so far, you should definitely follow along for now, as there's no current prospective release date of Paralives. Next up, we have a tiny game in the form of Tinytopia. Tinytopia is a miniature city-building game allowing you to build incredibly cute little towns and cities out of miniature toy-like buildings. Tinytopia allows you to create your own custom cities or recreate real-life constructions. Alongside this, Tinytopia's physics system allows you to build buildings in buildings to create new and better looking customized constructions for your city. That's a bit of a confusing sentence, but essentially, think of city skylines. You get multiple buildings, you can merge them together without any of those zoning problems, and create your big own, like a big super building, essentially, a customized version of your building. As your city grows, there will be a threat of tornadoes, fires, meteors, storms, monster attacks, and much more. You'll have the power to create these disasters or to defend your city from these disasters instead. Tinytopia has a prospective release date of some point in 2020. This month we had the release of the House Flipper HG TV DLC pack. The DLC pack brings with it the ability to simulate an experience such as that on the HG TV channel and its available shows. The DLC pack will bring with it not only a new way to play the game, but 10 new projects in a new location. These locations do, however, come with a selection of demanding clients looking for the best and most illustrious designs you can possibly provide them with. Once completed, these new locations allow you to showcase your new designs just as it's done on the TV, with before and after reveal shots and much more available. The DLC can be found for £7 on Steam right now. 112 Operator or 112 Operator, however you say it, I'm not entirely sure, was released in April. Yes, this is May, but I'm slightly behind. There's a lot going on in the simulation game area. 112 Operator is the sequel to the wildly popular 911 Operator. The game allows you to manage a selection of emergency services in any city of your choice from around the world, controlling units, taking calls, and facing difficult situations caused by anything from the weather to terrorist attacks. 112 Operator will feature 25 times bigger maps with 3D buildings, weather systems, districts, and a selection of new operators to choose from. There is the addition of 60 new emergency calls, including scenarios such as a murder story or a simple prank call. The game was funded through Kickstarter last year, with it being released in April of this year. The recent release of Good Company into early access was appreciated by many, with the game holding a mostly positive rating on Steam at the time of writing. Since release, there has been a series of small updates and patches to fix bugs and balance the game since release. Good Company is a tycoon management simulation game about building and automating a robot manufacturing empire. You'll be able to design products for your ever-evolving production line, creating bigger and more efficient lines for your modern electronics to be manufactured on. They appear to have a solid early access roadmap planned out, so this looks like a game that's going nowhere anytime soon, so keep your eyes on it, or you can purchase Good Company on Steam right now for $19.99. Royale 4 is an upcoming strategy simulation game focusing on the fight for supremacy between Spain, England, France, and the Netherlands in their fight for the 17th century Caribbean. It's a sequel to the previous Royale 3, of course. It's in your position of a governor of your own colony settlement in the Caribbean. You will have to grow both your settlement and your trading establishment in order to bring jobs and prosperity to your little old Caribbean colony. Royale 4 will follow the same themes as past iterations of the series. However, it introduces turn-based naval battles with up to 8 ships battling each other at once. If you want to see some more of Royale 4, I sat down with the developers to take a look at what it is to come with the game and its coming release. You can find that video in the developers interview section of the channel. This month, the widely covered Space Haven was released into early access on Steam. For those unaware, Space Haven is a space civilization management game where you and your ragtag crew of individuals are tasked with creating the optimal life support conditions, managing the needs and moods of the crew, and searching the universe for new discoveries and even somewhere to colonize, maybe. You'll be able to create your very own customized spaceship, just like you've always wanted to, with a series of buildable objects and furniture to use at your discretion. As you build up your spaceship with these objects, you'll be able to take advantage of the vast amounts of rooms you can use for life support, material production, and resident satisfaction. Space Haven incorporates a deep characterization system, with each character having a series of traits defining them as an individual. Alongside this, each member will have a complicated series of possible health issues which will and can occur for you to manage, such as, when I say can, I mean like injuries, for example, or ongoing conditions with them in health. As you float through space, completing missions and fighting off alien attacks, you'll get to be able to do this and much, much more. Space Haven is available on Steam for £18. Tropico 6 saw its second DLC released this month with the Splitter DLC. The Splitter DLC adds a whole host of new media and social features to the game, such as superstars, factions, and faction leaders, and a new social app a bit like Twitter. Get it? Splitter and Twitter. Splitter is a bit like Twitter. Alongside this, the DLC brings with it 3 new buildings with a rehab center, beauty farm, and super villa for your superstars to inhabit. And that's about it, really. For £8, it doesn't really seem all that worth it in my mind, and the reviews on Steam sit at a mixed review rating, mostly agreeing with my statement of, for £7 to £8, it's really quite expensive. Lastly, we have Starmancer. In Starmancer, you take the role of a powerful AI to build a bustling little space station with numerous threats and numerous issues to sort out. From colony survival to base defense, Starmancer will keep you busy. Food and water supplies will need to be sorted. Oh, and oxygen too. Keeping your colonists alive and socially satisfied will be key if you want to get them to work for you and work efficiently with no thought of rebellion whatsoever, which is a possibility, that's why it's there. Starmancer includes a multitude of buildings, from bedrooms to kitchens to farms to secret evil laboratories and much, much more. Each of these with numerous points of customization and control to add a personal touch to your space station. Starmancer is based in an ever-evolving solar system with resources aplenty but dangers lurking around every corner. You'll have to rely on trade ships for profit and live in fear of pirate ships coming to steal and pillage your ship. Starmancer was successfully funded on Kickstarter last year and can currently be pre-ordered if you wish via their website. And that's it, that is the simulation news for this month. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you come back for next week's Tycoon news and next month's simulation news. But until then, thank you for watching, and cheerio!